What is up, YouTube? Alright, so I'm actually doing my buddy Kyle a favor today and working on his bus. His 2000 Thomas 3800 from Cypress Fairbanks ISD, bus 788. It's a DT466 and MT643. I have not driven this bus on the road yet. Eventually I will when he's here. He's actually not here today. Let's see. For those of y'all wanting to know how a 643 looks compared to a 545, if you look there, notice that the bell housing there doesn't have the adapter to make it go. See, it's only got one row of bolts right there instead of two, like the RedByrd does. And then it has this massive freaking tail shaft with an extra set of planetaries. It's a pretty badass tranny. Everything else is the same though. This is our modulator right here. Shifter cable. Yeah, so interesting mounting for the shifter cable. So looks like you got a little oil leak down here, or has at a time. So nice bus, single stop arm. What we're working on today is he has this, obviously he has the same style Weldon 5000 marker lights that the Thomas had. And last week I went to put this bulb in, and you notice that bulb is burned out. So that's a brand new bulb too. It's got 5 minutes on it, about. I noticed when I put this bulb in the socket, it didn't light very well. I had to jiggle the socket in order to make it light. And then if you notice the center hole here, which is what the lens screw goes through, it's all worn out. I was going to give him one of my old ones off of my Thomas, but unfortunately all of my old ones here use an 1895 bulb instead of a 194. I just didn't have any 194 bulb lights. I think I gave them all away. So those wouldn't work for him. I did give him a shield though for his, he's got an amber light. Where in the hell is his amber light? It's over here. He's got one on this side right there that has no shield on it. So I gave him a go away, wasp. I gave him a shield. It needs to be sanded, get the surface rust off. But this is his bus. Working to get a radio swapped out, but he's got full air conditioning in here, ice cold air conditioning. So I'm going to tell you guys why I don't like roof hatches on a bus. You see this, where is it on the floor? All of this right here on the floor, all of that on the back of the seats right here. That's all from that guy leaking. I know roof hatches are a modern spec, but that is one reason why I don't want to add them to my bus, because they do leak after a while, and then they tear up the inside of the bus. And a whole new, like you see, he's got two roof hatches here. These are pull-offs off of a bus that got scrapped. These are brand new, a lot of money. Like I mentioned to people before, I could buy, to do 4 roof hatches in both my buses, I could buy an in-frame kit for one of the motors and all the fluids to go with it. So it's they're expensive. They're not cheap. In-frame kit for the bus is about $1,100-1,200 bucks. So okay, to this light here. So what I did is I pulled the crimp through the hole here, and I have cut the wire, crimped this new one in. And when you crimp these in, if you have a shield, the crimp connector will not fit through the back hole of the shield. So put the light on the shield. Okay, give me my finger back. Okay, now I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but we're gonna feed the wire back through, including the crimp connector, through this little grommet. There we go. And then the bulb was in the back, and then we're just gonna mount it with a screw. So I'm gonna stop the video and I'll show you when I'm done mounting it. Okay, so I got it mounted. Now this screw especially, if you look here, there's that metal piece all around this screw hole. That is the grounding, the ground side of the light socket. So you wanna make sure that this screw is super tight. And this one needs to be tight as well. You don't want it moving around. There we go. Okay. Next thing to do is take what's left of your lens gasket, stick it back in there, and then we'll go turn the lights on and double check. Now, I tested this earlier. I actually pulled this back apart so that I could film. Oh yeah, it's got about 146,000 miles on this bus. It's not bad for 2,000. I can't drive this one around because he left me with literally no fuel. I can literally just pull it out and put it back in. But there we go, we got lights on. Now, when he brought this bus, after he bought this bus, we LED swapped all of his lights. So he gave me, and thank you again, Kyle, he gave me my warning lights that went on the Thomas. And then we did all of his 7-inch lights. We haven't done his 4-inch yet, or his reverse lights. But as you can see, it's lit. So now, all that's left is to take the lens and put it back in. And I like to match my lettering so that it's correct way, not upside down or backwards, because I want it to look right. And then we just screw the lens in until the screw gets tight and the lens doesn't jiggle anymore. And there you go. So there you go, Kyle. You got a working marker light again. You're not winking. And all the rest of them work fine. But suppose I can fire it up for you guys real quick. My Thomas key somewhat fits his ignition. And it is hot in here. It's about 100 degrees today. Let's see here. It's funny because it behaved rather well when I went to fire it up to move it. There we go. Very good sounding DT466E. Low mileage. And it has this goofy electric door. We did some work on this a while back. I didn't film it. It's made by a company called Excel, E-X-C-E-L-L. They're out of Texas. The motor's a little worn out because his doors just don't shut all the way. You can pull them tighter, but the motor just doesn't have enough power to keep pushing. So if we go outside here and shut them, I can push them pretty tight, but the motor is it's worn out, so it needs to be replaced. Honestly, I'm not a fan of electric doors. I've told him we should flip it over to air or put a manual door back in, but it's his bus, not mine. I can't tell him what to do. Hint, hint to the people that like telling me what I should do. But anyway, there you go. That's his bus. Not much going on with mine right now. I need to wash the Bluebird. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.